These are unusual times in which we live. We're facing great challenges to our civil rights, and yet we will not surrender, we will not give up, we will keep fighting back. We convene July 12th through 15th in Chicago at the Chicago Hilton Hotel. On that Wednesday, the Vice President of Intel will be with us, and Terry McAuliffe, Governor of Virginia, will be with us. The workshops on our share of business and high tech, building a Push Tech Expo Center in 1,000 churches around the country. That night, 200 of our youth will get scholarships. We need you to be with us on July the 12th, a Wednesday. On Thursday, our labor breakfast, Therese will speak to us, head of the Democratic National Committee. At noontime, Reverend Dr. Bob will speak to us, and the young and others will be here as we put the role of the church in the struggle now to resist going backwards and, in fact, to go forward. The night life beyond the playing field. People like Billy Williams and other great athletes, Isaiah Thomas will be with us on that night. On that Friday, it's a big day, women's luncheon. We'll have Elizabeth Warren speaking, Maxine Waters. We're honoring Aretha Franklin on that day. She's been such a force for good for us. That night, we're having our forum. Mr. Kennedy and J.B. Pritzker and others will be here that night. A forum on the governor's choices in 2018, really. But then this Saturday, a Black-Brown Summit Conference. We convene together. One of the largest cities, the majority of Black and Brown. We must learn to live together. There's power together. Protect our interests. We will see you July 12th through 15th in Chicago at the Rainbow Push Coalition. God bless you and keep hope alive.
Tuned in to another live broadcast of the Rainbow Push Coalition. We are live here in Chicago, 50th and Drexel. Listen, you still have time to get here. The Tri-Stone Full Gospel Church Choir is here with us today. The Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson is in the building. Call somebody, tweet somebody, text somebody. Let them know that the push is on. Give it up one more time for the Tri-Stone Full Gospel Church Choir, where our friend Bishop Simon Gordon is the pastor. Listen, don't turn that down. You will hear more from them a little later on in the broadcast. Call us right now. The number is right there on your screen, 773-256-2775. 773-256-2775. Reverend Jackson would love to hear from you today. Listen, we are live right now all over the world. We are live on WVON AM 1690 and iHeartRadio. We are live streaming from our website at rainbowpush.org. Rainbowpush.org. Click on the red live stream button, and you have three options of which you can view us. You can view us live on Facebook Live, on live stream, and on YouTube right now. We are grateful to each of you who tune in each and every week in your homes, your businesses, your automotive vehicles, wherever you're watching us, viewing us. We thank God for you. To our international audience, we especially want to welcome you and thank you for your continued viewership and support. Those who are viewing us right now in Indonesia, in Belize, in Spain, in Egypt, in South Africa, we thank God for you. And especially those who are watching us in the United States, in our satellite cities of New York, Washington, D.C., Detroit, Atlanta, and Silicon Valley. We love you. We cannot do what we do every day without you. Come on, give a big hand of support to our viewers who are watching us right now all over the world. We want to dedicate this broadcast to the family of Cook County Commissioner Robert Steele. Our hearts are heavy as he made this transition on this week. He played such a critical role in the life of our organization, and we miss him dearly. We also are lifting up Ms. Mary D. on the loss of her husband and longtime PUSH member Mary Johnson. Also, Noreen Nix and LaShawn Gaylord on the passing of their mothers on this week. Listen, today is the first day of our Summer STEAM Sports Institute program. We're excited our young people are here. They will be here all day today. And every Saturday leading up to September 2nd, every Saturday throughout the summer, they will be here learning arts and STEAM and science and math, coding, robotics, and they'll also be learning about physical fitness. They'll be playing basketball, sports, weight training. You can call right now to register your young person. It's not too late. Call us 773-256-2775. Listen, you can follow Reverend Jackson right now on Twitter at RevJJackson. You can like him on Facebook at Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Tomorrow morning, make sure you start your week off right by listening to Keep Hope Alive Radio right here on WVON and AM 1690 and iHeartRadio, and KeepHopeAliveRadio.com, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Listen, our convention is 18 days away. We're counting down to the 46th Annual International Convention, and it's not too late for you to register to be a part of history, this historic convention. We have some information we want to share with you, and I'm going to bring to you, she's no stranger. She's our National Director of PUSH Excel. Please help me welcome, greet her warmly, Reverend Dr. Jeanette C. Wilson.
Good morning, Rainbow Push and PUSH Excel family. We're excited about this year's 46th annual convention. We're convening the family at a critical time. We opened the convention signing a historic piece of legislation, automatic voter registration at age 18 for the state of Illinois. We will have Governor Rauner, the Speaker of the House, the President of the Senate, the Chair of the Illinois State Black Caucus. All of them will be at the convention signing this piece of legislation into law at our convention. This means that people are automatically registered to vote. What does that mean? All we have to do then is to make sure that every registered voter votes in 2018 or in the next election. As we open after the automatic voter registration bill signing into law, then we will move to an international plenary. During that international plenary, you and I can understand how we can do business on the continent of Africa. We have Africans from South Africa, from the Gambia, from Ethiopia, from throughout the continent talking about doing business on the continent. So we invite all of our business leaders, those of you who are interested in expanding your business globally, you need to come to those sessions. We also have business diversity sessions on Wednesday, July the 12th. Those sessions are not just for small businesses, but we're going to have the head of Vice President of Intel. You wondering where's Silicon Valley? Well, Silicon Valley will be in Chicago. Facebook is doing a workshop on diversity at our convention. We have a legal diversity seminar where we're asking and dialoguing with major corporations so that they're expanding business opportunities for African American and other lawyers of color and women, so that they might become major partners in these law firms, that they might be able to bring business to the firms, and that African American and minority-owned law firms can do business with corporations like Exelon and corporations like ComEd and corporations like Google and Facebook. Well, we also will open the first technology expo at the Rainbow Push Convention. You will see people from Google with the latest technology. You will hear from educators at the University of Illinois and the University of Chicago. Where is technology education going? How do we exist and teach in a digital world? You will see how drones are being used to deliver fast foods and how robots are being used to work in our restaurants and in our businesses, our retail businesses. You will see what the jobs of the future and the present really look like. You will understand what kind of training you will need. And that night, our students will be receiving scholarships. There's the Toyota Scholarship. There's the Cyrilla McSween New York Life Scholarship. There's the Oral E. Saunders Scholarship. We will present our outstanding students that night, and we will also see a performance by some outstanding and talented young people from Timeless Gifts, headed by Joan Colosso. Then we move quickly, and I'm just giving you the highlights. You need to register right now. You probably want to call right now, because registration is going fast. Reverend Jackson is getting excited, so you need to register. Call us at 773-256-2775. It's $100, but it's a power-packed week. Well, Thursday morning, those of you who are looking for what's happening in labor, you're worried about, you're a temporary worker, you're working 4 jobs to make enough money to equal 1 job, no benefits, you have no health care. You want to know, what does the labor market look like? What are labor unions going to do? We're going to honor some temporary workers. You're going to hear from Tom Perez, the former Secretary of Labor. You're going to hear what our action plan will be going forward in 2017. We want to end this move by many companies, particularly big box companies, where they work you a little bit and then tell you to take off so that they don't have to pay benefits and so that you'll never be full-time. We're going to fight that. We're going to march against it. We're going to shut down and not shop where companies don't want to pay us full-time, then they can't take our little-time money, our part-time money, our half-time, our temporary time money. We're not going to allow it to happen. We'll be leaving the convention, marching and demonstrating, so y'all better get ready. Well, after that, we're going to have the clergy. They will be in training in the Jesse Jackson Social Justice Institute. So preachers, new pastors will learn, how do you hold a press conference like Reverend Jackson? How do you lead a demonstration on behalf of the people? How do you read the newspaper and see the public policy initiatives that must be? We're going to talk about that, but then we have Reverend William Barber, who is now energizing and reconnecting to the Poor People's Campaign that Reverend Jackson led more than 50 years ago after the death of Dr. King. Reverend Jackson was the mayor of Resurrection City. That was the Poor People's Campaign, and moved to Washington to highlight the plight of the poor. Well, we just as poor today as we were then. And we are going to look at poverty and what our response to this growing poverty and violence should be. Well, also that day we have a major session on violence as a public health issue. We have another plenary session on what have young people been doing all this time, going from SNCC, SCLC to Black Lives Matter. Black Lives not the first time young people have demonstrated. We've been demonstrating an unbroken line of service and marching and challenging unjust systems in America. We've challenged the economic fabric. Our founder was one of those young people leading the sit-ins, leading the demonstrations, marching for economic justice. So you want to come to that session. That night, we're going to look at life beyond the playing field. Can't just play ball and then when you are no longer able to play or when you retire, have no options. We want to talk about what happens after you've reached a point where you want to do something else. You want to make money without bouncing the ball, throwing the ball, catching the ball, running and jumping and all of that. Life beyond the playing field. Have some major authors who are athletes, professional athletes. How do you get into pros? We're going to talk about all of that in the sports. And we'll honor some of the sports leaders and legends. We're going to honor some legends and leaders at the Ministers' Luncheon. I forgot about it. Dr. Andrew Young, former ambassador. We're going to be honoring C.T. Vivian. We're going to be honoring, there's so many people. I wish I could tell y'all all of this. You got to register so you'll know what's happening. You can go to rainbowpush.org and register right now. You can call right now, 773-256-2775. Well, Thursday is just part of it. We're going to go right on now to Friday. It's always a highlight. We're going to look at health care. You've heard what they said on the news about health care. Well, they're not telling you the truth. It was affordable health care. We're going to talk about what this new health care is and isn't. We're going to, moving on, we got Elizabeth Warren is coming to the Women's Luncheon. She's the keynote speaker. We're honoring the Queen of Gospel, Aretha Franklin. We have all of the women, elected officials are coming, state, city, county. And then that night, first time ever, we're going to host a gubernatorial forum so that you can see what these gubernatorial candidates stand for. Who are they going, what are they going to do for our community? What are they going to do about public education? What are they going to do about funding it? What are they going to do about getting us a budget? What are they going to do to make sure that every child has access to high-quality public education? What are they going to do to make sure that all businesses are getting access to supplier diversity in the state of Illinois? Well, we'll hear from all of the Democratic candidates, so you ought to be here. It'll be at Rainbow Push headquarters. We're moving back home. And then we're going to have a black-brown political summit because blacks and browns must work together. We got to live together. We're going to have to make sure that we do politics together so that all of us benefit. And we're going to be looking at the sanctuary and some other issues. Saturday morning is going to be hot. We're looking back 50 years. First time African Americans were elected to office of mayor in America. Richard Gordon Hatcher will be here 50 years ago. He was the first, he and Carl Stokes in Cleveland. So we're bridging that gap, letting those who succeed them know on whose shoulders that they're standing. Reverend Jackson will tell you about remembering your ancient landmarks. And then we're going to bring all of the new elected officials here. Waukegan mayor, and then we got a mayor down in Decatur that ran, and we had some that didn't win, but they can run again and win. We're going to bring mayors from all over the country, state superintendents and state senators and congresspersons. They all are coming here because we are convening the family. You want to be a part of the family? All you got to do is register. It's $100, 773-256-2775. I wish I could just stay up here and tell you about this convention, but you just ought to come and be a part of it. You don't want to miss this. And now, one of the highlights of the convention will be showcasing young talent. We showcase the oratorical, we're going to showcase the STEAM program, but today I want you to hear from young Madison Kelly. She's a first grader from Providence St. Mel. Tell me our children can't read and speak and learn and think. Come on, Madison. Introduce Reverend Jackson.
You ready? Go with it.
Good morning. I will be reciting a Harriet Tubman poem. Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff, wasn't scared of nothing either, didn't come in this world to be no slave, and wasn't gonna stay one either. Farewell, she sang to her friends one night. She was mighty sad to leave them, but she ran away that dark hot night. Ran looking for her freedom. She ran to the woods and she ran through the woods with the slave catchers right behind her. She kept on going till she got to the north where those mean men couldn't find her. 19 times she went back south to get 300 others. She ran for her freedom 19 times to save Black sisters and brothers. Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff. Wasn't scared of nothing either. Didn't come in this world to be no slave, and didn't stay one either. And didn't stay one either. Now I would like to introduce the modern day Tubman, and he don't take no stuff. The Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr.
Though you don't call anymore, I sit and wait in vain. I guess I'll rap on your door, tap on your window pane. I wanna tell you, baby, the changes I've been going through. Listen, you, till you come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do. Come on, put your hands together. Why do you have to decide that you had to set me free? I'm gonna swallow my pride. I'm gonna beg you, please, just to prove my love, just to prove my love to you. Oh, baby, for you, till you come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, living in a world, it's like living in constant fear. Hear my plea, I've gotta make you see that our love is dying. Although your phone you ignore, somehow I must explain. I'm gonna rap on your door, tap on your window pane. I'm gonna camp around your step until I get through to you. Oh, I'm gonna change your view till you come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, till you come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do. Until you come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rap on your door, tap on your window. Hey, I'm gonna rap on your door, tap on your window. Hey, I'm gonna rap on your door, tap on your window. Hey, I'm gonna rap on your door, tap on your window. Hey, until you come back to me.
Put your hands together. Let's hear Retire Homes.
Freedom, freedom, oh, freedom.
somebody. I am somebody. I am somebody. Stop the violence. Save the children. Stop the violence. Save the children. My mind is a pearl. I can learn anything in the world if my mind can conceive it and my heart can believe it. I know I can achieve it. I am somebody. Freedom now. Freedom now. Freedom now. Let's hear for Tried Stone Choir. Give it up for Tried Stone. Let me hear for Tried Stone. Let me make several observations before bringing on our keynote for the day, our national spokesman, Jonathan Jackson. On tomorrow morning, we're celebrating the Founders Day at First Church of Deliverance, Bishop Clarence Cobbs. I'll be the guest speaker at 10:45 a.m. tomorrow at First Church of Deliverance. Please meet us there at 10:45 tomorrow morning. One of the great churches of our time, one of the great churches that opened up so much for musicians and artists, as well as deep down spiritual religion. A big hand for First Church of Deliverance. Pastor Bryson is now the pastor. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Fellowship, we're honoring the 92nd birthday of Reverend Clay Evans. So give it up to 45th in Preston tomorrow night. Reverend Clay Evans tomorrow night. I want to make this several. Jeanette has gone to the convention in some measure of detail. We'll have here with us that week Mr. Caudry from the Consumer Protection Agency, and have with us, we're honoring Aretha Franklin. We'll have with us on that occasion Bernie Sanders will be with us on Saturday morning. Reverend Al Sharpton will be with us. We'll also have with us Elizabeth Warren and the like. And so it'll be a Judge Mathis. It'll be a dynamite package of activists involved in that. But I've been going downtown a lot to various meetings. Almost no black waiters downtown, making $70,000 and $80,000 a year waiting tables. If you are a waiter or waitress or chef, come by here today before 1 o'clock. But especially me to see on Thursday night at 6 o'clock. Thursday night at 6 o'clock with Brother Omar. If you are a waiter, say if I'm a waiter or waitress or a chef or a construction worker, come by Push, put your name in the jobs bank. Those jobs in our community where we're not working, we're going to shut them down. Say, cut us in or cut it out. We're going to the restaurants downtown where they're making very subsidized, making lots of money. We go in the restaurant, there are no black waiters, no black waitresses. Get ready for us to put up a picket sign, say we're going to shut it down. If you are a waiter or you are a waitress, those are well-paying jobs. No one can say we cannot wait. Say we can wait tables. Men and women can wait tables now. So if you're listening to the broadcast or watching today, come by here at 50th and Drexel between 9 and 1 o'clock today and sign up. But be at least Thursday night from 6 to 8 with Brother Omar Sharif. We intend to go to restaurant by restaurant, go on the Rosebuds and all the rest of them. Say restaurant by restaurant. We want our share of those jobs now. We're not marching for welfare. We're marching for fair share. Our jobs now. Look at the building a school in the middle of our community, and we can't even do the construction work on the school. See, if there is no workers on the job, there'll be no job for anybody else. So I want you to come and join the waitress and waiters and waiters and waitresses and construction jobs. Put your name. They said they can't find you. We can find you. We'll have your name in the bank. And no matter what your background may have been, you may have been to prison. Say, I may have been to prison. I still need a job. If I have been to prison, I'm out. I've served my time for the crime. I want a job in construction or wait tables now. Put your hands together if that makes sense to you. I also want to say, before I bring Mr. Maurice back up again for another selection, is that we continue to build on our convention. Is July 12th through the 15th. We must convene our international family. There'll be people, as Jeanette said, from South Africa and Rwanda and the Gambia and Nigeria and Senegal as we hook up doing international business with our African family across the country. But more than that, on that Wednesday morning, we kick off with a major session on business. Terry McAuliffe, who signed up hundreds of thousands of people who had been in jail and gave them their right to vote again. I'm excited about the fact that on the opening of our convention, we're cutting the ribbon on automatic voter registration. That means in Illinois, 2 million people, 2 million people, say 2 million people, age 18 or older, will be automatically registered to vote. If at birth, there's a birth certificate. If at death, there is a death certificate. There should be at age 18 an automatic voter registration certificate. I want to thank Betty Magnus for her outstanding work in that area. The House has passed it, the Senate has passed it, the governor says he will sign it. We intend on that day to kick off. And that Friday night, we intend to have those who are running for governor on this stage. When they come here on that Friday night, we want them to address the fact that in Chicago, there are 80,000 vacant homes and abandoned lots, 50 schools closed, 6,000 teachers laid off, jails being built, scholarships being cut. It's Chicago, but it's also Danville and Waukegan and Rockford and East Chicago and North Chicago and wherever our people are facing jobs. It's time to stop complaining about it. Let's march about it. If we must go to jail for something. Say, if we must go to jail for a job, not hitting each other in the head. Maurice, I want you to come back. This is Brother Maurice Mahan, who is our music director. We're changing our music. We're changing a lot. I want you who are watching us today, my friends, would you hear me today? I want you to join the Rainbow Push Coalition. Join the organization now. Don't be on the sideline just watching. I want you to join the organization. If you want the Medicaid, can you imagine the Republic going to take $800 billion from poor people and give it to rich people? Well, say if I want Medicare, I should fight about it. If I want Medicaid, public education, it's worth the fight. If I want water, I can drink, and air, I can breathe, it's worth the fight. It's a fighting time, stand-up time. After Brother Maurice, next voice you'll hear will be that of Brother Jonathan Jackson. Come on, Maurice.
Yeah. Come on, put those hands together. Oh, right here. What about my love? Seems you have forgotten. I do believe there's something went wrong somewhere. Oh yeah. What about it, baby? What about the days and nights so sweet. Oh, darling, now that you got my love, you don't even come round, oh, Lord. Now that you got my love, you got me hanging on the line. Oh, listen. What about it, baby? Yeah. What about the days and nights we spent together, baby? What about the love you made so sweet? Oh, darling, are you sure you wanna go? Father, baby, 'cause I know now. I know that you might wanna change your mind. Oh, and if you got my love, you don't even come. You don't even Facebook me, don't even Twitter. And if you got my love, oh, now you wanna change your mind, yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, darling, now, yeah. Maybe I can change your mind. I've been wondering, darling, maybe I can change your mind, yeah. I've been hoping, darling, oh, maybe I can change your mind. Yeah. If you listen, darling, 'cause I need you and you need me. I know we'll be happy, just you and see. Oh, Lord, maybe I can change your mind. Yeah, maybe oh, Lord, yeah. All that I've done for you. Oh, what about all of my kisses? Oh, now that you got my love, oh yeah, I need to hear from your love. Oh, change your mind, yeah.
I want to thank you, Brother Maurice Mahan. Give him another loving round of applause. What about my love? Seems you have forgotten my love. Oh my goodness, Dad. I do believe something went wrong somewhere. Well, before I get into my comments today, the first way to keep the love of your life is don't walk on my love, okay? I mean that you have to understand the beauty of that music, and I want to thank you. My comments today will be as follows. I want you to pay attention. Pay attention is the message for the day. Something horrific happened last week. We saw that there was a cruise ship, if you will, a cargo vessel that ran into the Fitzgerald, a Navy ship. Did you see it? Now, for those that understand the nautical sciences and knows what happens at sea, this is an unimaginable catastrophe. Can you imagine sleeping, doing what the sailors do, minding their business, having served their shift, and they go to sleep, only to awaken to a crashing, thunderous sound? Then the captain has to make a decision, because there are chambers on the ship, to make sure that it doesn't flood. So the people that were waking up, trying to get out, they were sealed into their death. 7 of our soldiers were killed at sea
having gone to sleep. Now, there's going to be an investigation as to what is the nature of this accident. And I think it's appropriate, and there are many analogies between then and now on how did we get into this mess. How can we have a naval vessel that has the port side, the starboard side, in the captain's quarter, where people are supposed to have on binoculars, when you are within 4,000 yards of that naval vessel that costs $1.5 billion, the captain is supposed to be awakened, the commander of the vessel, to let you know that something is wrong. Everyone slept it through. Some of us are so fixated now on GPS, on Twitter, on Facebook, on navigation systems. You're going on autopilot. You're not paying attention to the signs. How many times have you seen someone about to get hit by a car looking at their phone simply because of what? They won't pick their head up, unplug their headsets. They won't pay attention. Now, ultimately, who is going to be at fault for this accident? Well, the big steamship did not follow the protocol. Why is that? Because they are ushering in a new generation of autopilot navigation systems for the commercial freight ships. When you're out on that ocean and you see no vessels within sight for days, it is the last thing on your mind that you can have an accident at sea. They were 56 miles offshore, Dad, but somebody wasn't paying attention. Your screen can fail you in life, very much like the Fitzgerald and the Crystal. So what happened? In conclusion, the smaller, more nimble ship will be held responsible. The Fitzgerald, the smaller naval vessel, should have moved out of the way. Pay attention. Brother Maurice Mahan, also a very brilliant young man that just sang, he said, Jonathan, the only bill that you have to pay, Dad, is attention. Holla back. You have to pay attention. I had my son in the car the other day, and we were talking as I was driving, and a bicycle shot in between the lanes. And I said, oh my God. These people are riding bicycles with no identifiable jacket, no flags. They think this bicycle is like a vehicle. I said, Noah, at the end of the day, if that man gets hit, it will be his fault. He says, but Dad, he had the right of way. That is correct. But between the bus and the bicycle, he should pay attention. He'll be dead right. And it's not going to work. You have to see the little signs in people. People reveal themselves through jokes, through games, through humor, through political seasons. Pay attention. People will show you who they are the first time. So be on guard to pay. On Philando Castile, what's going on here? This young man, he died July 6th, 2016. Now, I want you to understand where Lake Itasca is. We all know that that is in Minnesota. The Mississippi River ends at the Delta and goes out, the second largest drainage system in North America. But that same Mississippi River goes all the way up to Minnesota and starts at Lake Itasca. When we see the death of Philando Castile, he was killed, shot, executed in Minnesota on the same river. We're not talking about Mississippi. As Nina Simone said, God bless Mississippi. I'm talking about Minnesota. There's been a lot of talk in recent times about the presidential campaigns and the Kremlin. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we should be focused on the Kremlin and how they have hacked the election system. But let us not stop there. We have to deal with the inseparable cousin, the twin, the biological Siamese twin, Mr. Jim Crow, right here in America. I want them to get to the bottom of the investigation on what happened with that child in North Korea. But when you're finished, I want you to first finish what happened with Philando Castile right here in Minnesota. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Castile was reported dead by the coroner's office on July 6, 20 minutes after he was shot at 7 times at point-blank range. 5 bullets hit him. 2 hit him in the chest. And we've heard silence from our Department of Justice, silence from our president. In fact, you're giving authority. You are contributing to the problem. You will speak out on North Korea, but you can't speak out on Minnesota. Pay attention. This is the work of Jim Crow, of sabotaging our school systems. This country never wanted to see our population, young people, educated. Young people, I would tell you, don't tell me my teacher was boring. You've got to come to school with the will to succeed, the will to learn. It's not on them, it's on you. If you come to school the next day and you've not learned anything from the following day, the previous day, I'm telling you this, either you're getting smarter or you're getting dumber. What is it going to be? When you say, I don't know, nothing happened, it doesn't, no, you're wrong. We've got to ignite that passion. We have to pay attention. What's happening in Washington, D.C. on the health care crisis? Well, health care is a very complicated issue. And I want to separate the two, Dad. One is health insurance, and the other is health care. Health insurance, and the other is health care. The two are not synonymous. Health insurance is simply a bad business in general. Why is that? Because we are all human beings, and we are all born to die. None of us is going to outlive all of the actuarial tables. So we are meant to die. And how and why the good Lord and God put certain incurable diseases in us, we don't know. But we have a loving God who wants us to find these cures for whatever these illnesses are. You can have automobile insurance. It's a vehicle. It has a term life. You know when it's going to die. That is property. But you can't insure people like you do property. You can have property and casualty for houses, for cars, for contracts, for performances. But when you talk about the care of the human being, when you want to make the determination on how much another human being is worth, when you want to make the determination on how much care you should be given, when you want to make that decision that's immoral on whether this person is fit to live because they have money or they don't have money, the only solution is universal care. That's the Lord's will. You should be able to see a doctor because you're sick, not because you're wealthy. You should be able to see a doctor because you have an illness. You should not be excluded from care because you don't have any capital, any coins, any money. The society says that you're worthless. I want you to understand what the young girl that said at the beginning of our program. Dad, she talked about the beautiful, the one and only Mrs. Ross. Mrs. Ross, you also know her as Sojourner Truth. But she said, I freed thousands of slaves. She said, I could have freed thousands more if I had only could convince them that they were slaves. If we can only convince people that we are fighting a legacy of social oppression and slavery. She said, I freed thousands of those that have been enslaved. I could have freed thousands more if I only could have convinced them that they had been enslaved. As we approach the 150th anniversary of Morehouse College in Atlanta, the 150th anniversary of Chicago State right here. And we see our historically black colleges teetering on financial ruins. We come from a God-blessed position, having been stripped of everything, all of our material, only left with our soul. We've always had the resilience, the determination, the consternation to fight. Come on, y'all. People's actions denote what are going to be their priorities. Their priorities are given in their actions. If you want to know if somebody loves you, figure out where they spend their time. If you want to know if somebody loves you, figure out where they spend their money. If you want to know if somebody loves you, figure out if they first have to check with their calendar in order to see you, or do they first say, I'm on my way and I will fix my calendar later. We need to be made into a priority. Come on, ladies. People are showing us their colors, but what's the good news in the Philando Castile case? He died for a righteous cause. He's an American citizen. He had a right to bear arms. The officer said he had a broken taillight. The officer said, Dad, he had a wide nose. The officer's transcript, he said he had a wide nose. Next thing you're gonna know, they're gonna say he had unkept nappy hair. Then they're gonna say he had big lips. Then they're gonna say he was dark skinned. Then they're gonna say he was a suspect with big lips, dark skin, and a big nose. He was driving a car, the broken tail light. Then they said that the officer came up on him within 40 seconds. He made the determination to take Philando Castile's life, my brothers and sisters. I'm talking about racism in the police department in the new millennium. We have to organize. We have to come to the convention. We have to convene. It's nation building time. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we waiting for? Who's gonna come back next week with a friend, with a child? Brother David Timken right here with me. We were together just yesterday. National Hockey League, Dad, they said if we get a fan and a child by the age of 12, we can keep him for a fan for life. Stay with me. When we bring our children here before they're 12 years old, we're gonna make them civil rights fighters and workers for life. When are we gonna teach our children to stand up, woman up, man up, pick your head up, pull your pants up, straighten up, get everything that you deserve? I am convinced there aren't that many people fighting against us. What I'm most concerned about, Dad, is when are we gonna be these proud, loving, faith-filled, God-knowing people that are going to stand up with the spirit of righteous indignation and show up for every one of our fights, for every one of these injustices, against every one of these atrocities. Pay attention.
Hallelujah.
And I don't want to lose this fight, no. I fooled around my
up for Tri-Stone. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it for Tri-Stone. Let me urge you again, we need have a meeting at 12 o'clock upstairs today. You want to be a part of our convention, we need volunteers today to make it happen. As I ask people, you want Medicaid? What are you willing to do to fight for it? You want a decent wage? Let's fight for it. You want to end the scorching of our neighborhood? Let's fight about it. I urge you to meet me, educate our children. We're going to funerals, and too many funerals and not enough futures. We want to fight about it. So I need your support today to make it happen. And so meet me upstairs at 12 o'clock. How many of you will meet me at upstairs at 12 o'clock? Volunteers for the convention. Volunteers. Say anybody who want to help can help. We want parents, and give our choir a big hand. Thank you, Tri-Stone. Now I want us to do this right now. If you're not a member of Rainbow Push, you want to join the organization. Don't let it be said that you lived during the time of Dr. King and Malcolm and you helped nobody, that you joined nothing. If you pick up apples, don't shake the tree, you're a parasite. If you pick up benefits and don't fight back, you're a parasite. So I don't want to be a parasite. I want to be a host. I want to make it happen. Mayon, I want you guys to get ready to do another number for me. But in the meantime, hear me now, friends, as we phase into another phase. If you will sacrifice today, next Saturday is July the 1st. Be sure that you know what July 4th. You'll say July 4th, 1776 was not our day. We were still in slavery. July the 4th, 1855 was not our day. We were still in slavery. Then July the 4th, 1965, the right to vote, that was our day. So be running around wearing no George Washington costume next week. Thomas Jefferson joined the plan. You will sacrifice today. And you will give $100 or more, please stand. We need your support today. Don't make me beg you. I want you to join. If you're not a member of Push, it's $35 a year to join. You want to join Rainbow Push today? Are you looking for a job as a waiter or waitress? Stand. For a waiter or waitress. You're looking for a job as a waiter or waitress or a chef? Stand. A waiter or a waitress or a chef, I want you to stand. They ain't talking about you, Helen. Sit right on back down. I didn't say to eat, I say to wait tables. You just jump it up and down. You'll be 100 years old, and by the week, just right, pick up a tray and you and the tray fall down. Ooh, Jesus. You'll sacrifice, you'll give at least $100. Please stand and come forward now. We have the swipe with us. You'll give $100. Please come forward now. You'll sacrifice, you give at least $100. Please stand now. Thank you so much for coming forward. And for those who've called in this week with your support, you'll give at least $50. Please stand. Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't make me beg. You know I can. You know I will. You'll give at least $50 to sustain our work, to keep us going. We need your help. You'll sacrifice. Checks made payable to Rainbow Push Coalition or Push for Excellence, which is tax exempt. You'll give $50 or more, please stand now. You'll give $25 or more, please stand. I am speaking good English. It is correct English, right? $25 or more. All you need to use is swipe. We've got a swiper down here too. Tomorrow morning, meet me at First Church of Deliverance at 10:45 a.m. 10:45 a.m. on tomorrow. You give at least $25. Please stand, whoever you are. Please stand. Thank you, Pops. Benny Payne, $100. Thank you, Benny Payne. $100, Benny Payne. Thank you, Benny. You'll give it. Come forward, friends. We need your support. Doing a lot of traveling, doing a lot of research, a lot of fighting back. If we cannot wait tables, we're going to close some restaurants down. If we can't do construction, we're going to close some construction jobs down. So we want to work. So somebody in the house should be making a livable wage. And those are good jobs in our own community. We can't work on them. I'm so glad for our little introducers. Maurice, brother. You've not yet given, please stand. You've not yet given. You'll give $25 or more, please stand. You give 25 or more, please stand. You'll give something, $10 or more, so you'll give something, please stand now. You'll give something. You'll give something. You'll give something, please stand.
You know we've gotta find a way just to bring back love again here today. Fathers, we don't need to ask a man. Oh, no. War is not the answer, 'cause only love can conquer hate. You know we've gotta find a way to bring back love again here today. Picket lines, picket signs, don't punish me with brutality, no, talk to me. You can see what is going on. Oh, what's going on?
Pat, you got money. Get up. Calvin, you have money. If you're not yet given, get up. Judge Bush, you have money. Come forward. Need to see you right now. My one-armed poet has money. Give it the other arm.
What's going on? Oh, in my neighborhood, what's going on?
If you'll volunteer for the convention, please. You'll volunteer for the convention, please. Say you volunteer. We need convention volunteers. Stand. You'll volunteer. You'll do something. We have a meeting at 12 o'clock upstairs. We need volunteers to meet us upstairs. Matter of fact, upstairs in the library, we need volunteers. We need volunteers for the convention. Volunteers for the convention.
I wanna know.
Our ball team is here.
What's going on? Yeah.
In the community hall.
In my
There's a
country.
ball team in the house. Let all of us stand together.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah.
We have a special sister today. Wanted to give us another selection. She sang so pretty. I'm gonna steal Tri-Stone Choir from Bishop. I'm gonna tell Bishop I'm coming after y'all. Yeah.
Rock steady, baby.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling now. Let's call the song exactly what it is. Step and move your hips with a rhythm from side to side. Sit yourself down in your car and take a ride. And while you're moving, rock steady, baby. Let's call the song exactly what it is. It's a fucking low down feeling in my hips from left to right. What it is I might be doing this funky dance all night. Yeah.
y'all crazy.
Say, will you help me see right? Say, give me that see right. Steady. One more time, see right. Rock steady. Can you move with me? See right. Steady. Hey, see right. Rock steady, baby. See right. Rock steady. Hey, step and move your hips with a bit from side to side. Sit yourself down in your car and take a ride. And while you're moving, rock steady. Keep it steady, baby. Yeah. Let's call the song exactly what it is. It's a funky and low down feeling in my hips from left to right. What it is I might be doing this funky dance all night. Yeah. Hey. 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 It's a funky and low down feeling. 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 In my hips from left to right. In my hips from left to right. In my hips from left to right. In my lips from left to right. Hey! Hey! Woo! Come on! Hey, rock steady, babe. Hey, hey, rock steady, baby.
And Maurice, put your hand together. Maurice, before y'all, we're a little early. Maurice, hit something for us. Hit something for us, Maurice. Hit something for us. Whatever, hit something.
Listen, can I bring you this? Can I bring Kaya back? I got to hear her do this with it. Come here, Kaya. We want to leave him out with amen, give him something inspirational. We want to give him with amen. Come on, give us.
And Maurice, do another one of your songs, Maurice, so we can get used. Maurice is going to be taking our music. Say, Maurice, take our music to another level. So Maurice, try a little something now while we're here.
All right, here we go. Let's go. So let's take them higher. Lord have mercy. Y'all put your hands together for Miss Kaya Holmes. Higher ground. Bring him higher ground. Gentlemen.
Put your hands together now. Here we go, here we go, here we go. People keep on yawning, yeah. Soldiers keep on worrying. Well, keep on turning, yeah, 'cause it won't be too long. Oh, no, no, no. Powers keep on lying to me in my face. Well, my people, yeah, don't stop dying. No, no, no. Leave us. Keep on sleeping. Yeah. Oh, it won't be too long, long, long. No. Here we go. Oh, so glad that you let me try it again. Last time on earth, I lived the whole world said y'all. So glad that I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach the high ground. Yeah. Oh, no, no, no. Leave us. Keep on believing. I'm gonna need you to sleep us. Don't stop sleeping. No. Preachers, just keep on preaching. Yeah.
band, take it out.
Oh, we're gonna have a funky good time. Just wanna have a good time. Just wanna